The internet has completely changed the way people connect with one another. Online, location is irrelevant. You can still form communities based on similar interests and values. That's what makes online religious communities so impactful. These online spaces become a safe haven to practice religion in ways that might not be traditionally accepted in their real-life community. Progressive Asian American Christians, also known as PAAC, is a Facebook group started by Lydia Hsu and Liz Lin in 2016. Both Hsu and Lin were frustrated with being unable to talk about social justice issues within their conservative Asian churches.
After the election and seeing the number of white evangelicals that voted for Trump, a lot of Asian American Christians were like, I'm out.
This led to Lin penning the piece, The Loneliness of the Progressive Asian American Christian. Right around the same time, Hsu created the PAAC Facebook group.
I think the timing of it was also significant because it seemed to come on the scene at a time when a lot of Asian Americans were very dissatisfied with their local congregations and looking for people that cared about the same things.
The group now has over 6,000 members. Every day, members are starting conversations around issues like racism, sexism, inequality, and LGBTQ rights. For many of its members, this online space was the first time they could talk about these topics within the context of their faith.
PAAC was actually my first affirming space, and I came to the realization that I could claim the identity of queer.
Amy Scher is the editor-in-chief for PAAC's digital magazine, Diverging.
To me, having Christians who were queer affirming was unthinkable. I didn't even know it could exist. And for a long time, I was unchurched. I had no interest in going to church. And for a lot of people, PAAC has replaced church.
Sure isn't the only one. People just aren't going to church as much as before. A Pew Research survey shows that church attendance has been slowly decreasing. At the same time, nearly 40% of the individuals who aren't showing up to church are saying that they're practicing their faith in other ways. This is where online spaces come in. People are turning away from the strict structure of religious institutions. In place of that, online spaces become a more fluid place to explore their faith while being supported by a like-minded community. But despite the strong digital community PAAC creates, its members still want to meet in person. PAAC member Andrew Tai has been organizing meetups in Orange County. In fact, he's helped a handful of OC PAAC members find a new home at his church, Christ Kaleidoscope.
We would meet up at PAAC events, and we would kind of share our stories with each other. And I think a common theme for a lot of us was some of the frustration that a lot of us felt in the churches that we were a part of.
I remember my mom telling me stories growing up about how far
questions of inequality, injustice, race. If we are not talking about them in church, then we never develop a language. We never are able to answer the question, what might God think of this?
You are always with me. And everything I have is yours.
Good friend of mine now, Andrew Tai, he posted on the PAAC website. At that point, I was looking for a new church. He said that there was a race talk, and I was like, I've never heard of any Asian American church want to talk about race. So I came out, and it was just this breath of fresh air. I just started coming right after. I didn't have to search at all. I see PAAC more as a place where you can find resources that you need to be connected to the people that you eventually want to build relationships with.
I think at the end of the day, I still think that there's nothing, you really can't replace in-person relationships. You know what I mean? The internet comes really close, but there's still nothing quite like being around an actual table with other people.
As we move towards an increasingly digital age, it's clear that communities can be built both online and IRL. But the truth is, a digital experience can't entirely replace an in-person community. What it can do, though, is help connect seemingly isolated individuals together. That way, they can build their own IRL community based on shared values and beliefs.